10 foods that shrink visceral fat by activating your body's fasting switch. So here's what's happening. You are already fasting every night, every hour that you're asleep, and your body's actually running this cellular repair process that specifically targets your visceral fat. But then you wake up and the first thing you eat switches that process off completely. And it's not because you ate too much, but because you ate the wrong food. Basically, you had no idea these 10 foods existed. Fasting does destroy visceral fat, and not because of the caloric deficit, it destroys it because of the cellular switches that it activates. And these 10 foods activate that exact same switch. My name is Dr. Michael Diamonds. I'm a medical doctor, scientist, pro-natural bodybuilder, and the founder of Sculpt by Science. So stay with me, because food number 2 on this list produced a 12% increase in muscle strength in a clinical trial. And I know that you see this wine bottle, so I'm gonna tell you if wine is great for visceral fat or not. So let's get straight into it. Now, I'm sure that you've heard that a glass of wine is amazing for your health. Now, why is that? The main ingredient in wine that people classified as amazing is something called resveratrol. In short, this resveratrol is a powerful antioxidant. It helps protect your body's cells from damage. It supports the repair and energy production inside those cells and may contribute to better heart health and healthy aging. So I know my wine guys are like, yes, this is what I want to hear. But after what I'm about to share with you, you may realize this may be more marketing than truth. Now, a glass of red wine has roughly 1 milligram of this ingredient, resveratrol. Now, studies that show this benefit of resveratrol uses 100 to 500 milligrams. You're gonna need hundreds of glasses of wine to hit that resveratrol threshold. And also, alcohol destroys the machinery that resveratrol is supposed to protect. So here's what actually works. Food number 1, dark berries. Blueberries, red grapes. So basically when you fast, your body switches something on called SIRT1, S-I-R-T-1. Now I want you to think of SIRT1 like a chief in a factory who works only and only shows up in the factory when the factory goes quiet. Now the moment you eat and your insulin spikes, the chief clocks off. Resveratrol keeps that chief working on a shift. It sends a signal to build brand new mitochondria. Now, your mitochondria are these tiny power plants inside every one of the cells that turn food you eat into usable energy. It's the same energy that lets you move, that lets you think and live. Now, nobody in the health space is talking about mitochondria, but scientists have spent decades, including myself, searching for ways to make more of them. But why? Because the more healthy mitochondria you have, the more energy your body produces, the better it burns fat, and the stronger you are and feel. And here is what's powerful. Remember creatine? Creatine is the most researched supplement in the world, and there's a reason for it. It doesn't just help you build muscle, it also helps trigger the creation of brand new, more efficient mitochondria. Resveratrol helps replace the old, tired ones with newer ones, more efficient versions. So instead of a bowl of cereal or a muffin from Starbucks in the morning, I want you to add a handful of berries to your first meal. Black, blue, red, strawberries, maybe add it to your oatmeal, or you can just eat it alone. 10 seconds, costs you nothing. Now, and hey, before we move on, I would love to know, from the moment I'm filming this, it's April. We're 4 months into 2026, and I've never uploaded and worked this hard in my life. Guys, let me know, is this stuff helpful? I want to hear in the comments how much weight that you've lost so far using this advice. Are you guys eating the berries that I've been recommending? Because I've been saying. So let me know in the comments how this channel has helped you in any way. But let's move to food number 2. Pomegranate contains a powerful compound called elagitanins. Now, when these elagitanins reach your gut, they contain powerful bacteria, and certain bacteria convert them into something called urolithin A. Now, I want you to think of urolithin A like a quality control inspector. Your gut manufactures this from pomegranate. Its job is to find damaged mitochondria, flag them for removal, and make space for healthier ones. And there's actually a randomized control trial in Cell Reports Medicine. Urolithin A for 4 months, muscle strength increased by up to 12%, aerobic fitness improved, markers for mitochondrial health improved across the board. So half a pomegranate with your first meal or after breakfast or any point in the day. And maybe you can add walnuts as a snack inside that eating window. But let's move to food number 3. It is an active compound in this food called EGCG. When you fast, your body activates something called AMPK. Now, think of AMPK as a low fuel warning light on your car's dashboard. And that low fuel warning light triggers an automatic switch that puts your body into repair mode. Now, EGCG activates that same warning light without needing to fast, without adding meaningful calories. So 1 cup plain green tea during your fasting window extends the benefits of your overnight fast at a cellular level. But please, when you make the green tea, no milk, no sugar. Choose maybe Japanese matcha or maybe a high quality loose leaf tea for the best results. But let's move into food number 4. Now, this one surprises a lot of people. Extra virgin olive oil. It has calories, but the main compound in here, the polyphenols, aleacanthal and hydroxytyrosol, activate both AMPK that I talked about earlier and SIRT1 without spiking your insulin in a meaningful way. Now, hydroxytyrosol protects the outer membrane of your mitochondria. I want you to think of it like this. Think of like a casting around a battery. If that casting cracks, your battery leaks energy and it loses power. Hydroxytyrosol keeps that casting intact. So 1 tablespoon of cold pressed extra virgin olive oil with the harvest date on the bottle, that's a quality signal. I'll also say you want to find a bottle, not like this one, that's dark. You want to find a dark extra virgin olive oil bottle. It must have the harvest date. Right now, let's move on to food number 5. Honestly, the most unfamiliar food on this list, and I had to dig deep to make sure I could make this video 10 instead of 9. So stick with me because this one is genuinely wild. Natto is a Japanese fermented soybean dish. Now, the richest dietary source of a compound called spermidine. Spermidine activates your body's cellular cleaning system through a pathway that operates completely independent of fasting. Think of natto as a second cleaning crew that shows up with a completely different entrance even when the main door is closed. Now, Nature Aging, a research paper, confirmed in human populations, higher spermidine levels are linked to a longer life. So 1 to 2 tablespoons of natto with your first meal. If it's not accessible, tempeh is a good option, and maybe aged cheese like Parmesan can work too. Now, so let's move on to food number 6. When the Japanese are onto something health-wise, we should pay attention. And this is exactly why matcha is elite. Now, the standard green tea is a bag and it's steeped into water. Matcha is the entire leaf grounded into powder and then whisked directly into water. You're consuming a whole leaf. Matcha has significantly higher EGCG concentration. Plus, it also contains something called L-theanine, which produces this calm, focused energy rather than a spike and a crash that you get from coffee. This is the stuff that we recommend to our clients at Scope by Science. So half a teaspoon of ceremonial grade matcha. Hot water, no milk, no sweetener. This is clean, sustained energy and repair state stays intact. And you can search it on Amazon, just literally type in ceremonial grade matcha. Now, how about food number 7? This one you guys need to be careful of, and I'll tell you how to use it the right way. Walnuts do 2 things for your mitochondria simultaneously. First one is the ellagitinins that are converted by the gut bacteria into urolithin A. Same quality control inspector as the pomegranate that I mentioned earlier, and the effects when you stack them together are powerful. Now, it's the second plant-based omega-3. They physically incorporate into your mitochondrial membrane, making them more fluid and more responsive. I want you to think of the walnuts like upgrading the walls of your power plant. A small handful in your first meal And you can pair it with pomegranate or you can pair it with dark berries to stack up these effects. Now, let's move into food number 8. That's going to be turmeric and black pepper. Now, curcumin is the active compound in turmeric. It activates AMPK through a completely different process than fasting. Your muscles get the signal to build newer mitochondria without the caloric deficit and without fasting. But here's what most people are missing. Curcumin on its own is useless. Your body absorbs none of it. But if you add black pepper, everything changes. Now in black pepper, it contains purpurine. Purpurine increases curcumin absorption, and get this, by up to 2,000%. 2,000%, which is insane. So we want it always together and never apart. And turmeric without black pepper is not the same thing. And you can add these to your foods, add it as a spice. Let's move into food number 9. By far, the most underrated food on this list. It's gonna be sardines. They contain DHA and EPA. It is the most bioavailable form of omega-3. Your mitochondria can directly use this. Now, plant-based omega-3s have to be converted first. The conversion is inefficient in most people, but sardines skip that step entirely. So what happens is this: the DHA goes directly into the mitochondrial membranes. Think of oxidative damage like rust inside a power plant. The DHA slows down the rust in your power plant. It's high protein, it has vitamin D, B12, and it's one of the most mitochondrially dense foods available, and it's so cheap. So I would recommend 2 to 3 tins a week. Have it with some olive oil where possible. And the final food. Now, most people think of coffee as your caffeine delivery system. It is actually one of the most powerful autophagy activating compounds that you can consume. I'm not even talking about the fat loss benefits. So this is something that even surprised me when I was doing even more research on coffee. The caffeinated coffee works almost as well as regular coffee. The caffeine isn't doing the heavy lifting, it's the polyphenols. Chlorogenic acid activates AMPK directly, and it also suppresses mTOR, the signal that shuts down autophagy when it's active. So I want you to think of mTOR like the growth signal that says stop cleaning and start building. Now, chlorogenic acid keeps the signal quiet. The cleanup crew keeps working. So your morning coffee isn't just waking you up, it's extending the repair work that your fasting is doing overnight. So 1 to 2 cups black, please guys, don't add no milk, no sugar, no sweetener. This is how to use these all together. We have our fasting window. In the morning, you can have your matcha or your black coffee. Your AMPK will stay active, your autophagy keeps running, and the repair stays intact. No calories that matter, no insulin spike. In your eating window for breakfast, we can have the berries. Maybe we have it with our oats. Or you can maybe say, you know what, instead of berries, I'll have pomegranate, or you can have both. And when you have maybe, let's say, eggs, you can add some olive oil on there for that polyphenol support. The natto will have the spermidine, and maybe if you guys want, I can make more recipes with natto. Sardines, the mitochondrial membrane repair, you can have it on its own, or you can put it on bread, like a toast, for example. The walnuts, you can also have as another snack, and this is going to help you with that urolithin A effect. And you can have it with your breakfast if you want, or just on its own as the snack. But please guys, just a handful, not a lot. The turmeric and black pepper, you can add to that egg meal that I was talking about, where you'll have your olive oil with it. And then always make sure you're having this in combination. Every single one of these foods that I've talked about today is speaking the same biological language as fasting. Clean up, repair, build newer, stronger versions, and your mitochondria will listen. Now, if you want me to show you exactly how to combine all these foods as meals, let me know in the comments below. Say, hey, Dr. Mike, combine these foods and make them meals, and I'll do that for you. And if you want the complete fasting system, nutrition system, training system to get to the leanest version of your body, I've made a video for you, and it's right here. It's the simple way to go from 30% to 10% body fat. Watch this next. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.